All right, y'all. What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and welcome to the rapid reaction of WWE SummerSlam 2019. We got a lot to get into, so let's just go ahead and let's start from the beginning. The kickoff show had three shows. That they added two matches earlier in the day, so let's get started off with it. Started with the cruiserweight match between um, um, Oni Lorcan and Drew Gulak. So it was a hard hitting affair between these two guys. These guys aren't necessarily high flyers or anything like that, but it was some nice action between these two. Kind of iffy in some spots, but yeah, these guys they went up there and they gave it their all. Two and three quarter stars. So Drew Gulak wins. He hit the Cyclone Crash. Next was it was Apollo Crews versus Buddy Murphy, and it was, and really this match was only just set up just for the ending. The ending was because if you remember at the end of Raw, at the end of Monday Night Raw, Buddy Murphy claimed that it was Eric Rowan who had who had tried to injure uh, um, Roman Reigns. So at the end of the match, after a dive to the outside, Rowan came out and he beat up Buddy Murphy, destroyed him, hit him with a power bomb onto the ring steps, and beat him up as for either lying on his name or because he snitched. So what the old saying, snitches get stitches, and well, he didn't get no stitches, but he he got a beat down. So Buddy Murphy wins by disqualification. And the match was, it was okay. These two guys can do something. 2.5 stars for both Buddy Murphy and Apollo Crews. Next was the women's tag team title match between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics, and this is a rematch, and this is kind of a rematch, because really, Alexa, the Iconics, um, even though the Iconics lost the titles, they didn't necessarily get pinned, so there's kind of like a rematch there, and they had a pretty good match. Alexa Bliss um, came out dressed as Woody from Toy Story, and Corey Graves got all up and at him about it because he couldn't believe that the goddess wanted to be a Disney character. So I don't know what was up with that. Um, but in the end, it was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross beating the women's tag team titles. The former tag team champions, the Iconics. The Alexa Bliss hitting Twisted Bliss. It was 2 and 3/4 stars. Again, I apologize. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna be yawning through all of this, so I don't know. So I apologize for it. One thing I do want to do is I want to go back to, because before that match even happened, um, there was a Elias sighting, and Elias was out there, and he was singing, running down Toronto as he would normally do. And when he had finished, out came Edge, and Edge came out there, and he came out and to grandstand and everything like that, and he came out and he hit a spear. He hit a spear on Elias. So, man, that was very exciting. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting. You're Nathan, you're mad as hell. What's wrong? Why are you mad? Let me know why you're mad. I'll continue on here. So then that was the pre-show. Then we had the main show start, and the first match was the Raw Women's Title match. It was between um, Becky Lynch and Natalya. And in my prediction, I predicted that Natalya would win with interference from Sasha Banks. No Sasha Banks, and no victory for Natalya. But this match was good. This was really good. I liked the fact the way they were jostling around and trying to get submission holds. They were doing each other submission holds. I really liked it. We really need to do more of that. There needs to be more submissions. What they need to do is, they did back in the day. They did a match between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. Because it was Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, that it was a submission match, and it was an ultimate submission match. It was kind of like an Iron Man match. And they need to do something like that. Um, uh, I'm mad as hell. Brock Lesnar lost. It's me, chill fam. I just changed my name to my real name. Okay. Oh, you mad Brock Lesnar lost? Well, hey. I predicted that he would win. I thought they would actually keep it. I actually thought they would keep it on him for a little bit, but they did give it right back to Seth. So kind of makes you wonder why they even did the Money in the Bank briefcase, or why or why they had him change it. Th- they could have did it to Kofi. They could have had him cashed in on Kofi. I, that would have been a much better one. I think that would have been a much better act to have him cash in on Kofi, and then Brock Lesnar could have kept it until WrestleMania when whoever it was going to face him. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, so the Raw Women's Title match I thought was fantastic. I thought it was really really good. They need to do more of that stuff, maybe. Ultimate submission matches and things like that. So it was really good. Becky won with the disarmor, and it was, like I said, it was really really good. I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was a fantastic match. The next match was Goldberg versus Ziggler, and I was actually very surprised that this was so high up. I thought this would have been lower down in the card. I thought this would have been maybe you know um, first from the main event. It would have been the semi main, or it would have been the third from last on, something like that. But no, this was the second match. But I think we all predicted what this was going to be. This is probably just going to be just kind of just like crazy, and it was a couple super kicks from Dolph Ziggler. There was a spear from Goldberg, and then a jackhammer and a victory. And then so Goldberg won. Then Ziggler got on the mic and called Goldberg out. He hit him with another spear. Goldberg went all the way back he had already left the main stage. Ziggler grabbed the mic again and started talking more trash, and Goldberg came out one more time and did a running spear for back and forth, back, and then hit him with a spear, and then that was it. It was so like Dolph Ziggler got his just desserts for picking on the legends. So, and then tomorrow night he'll have a match with the Miz, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the Miz will get it, because the Miz needs to win more than Ziggler does. Because right now nobody takes Ziggler for real, and but they can still take the Miz for real. So hopefully the Miz beats Ziggler tomorrow night. It was one star, for the attraction of having Goldberg there. Um, Next was the United States title match between Ricochet and AJ Styles, and this was what I thought was really really good, really really good. And these two guys were gonna do some really really good stuff. But before all that, you know, during Ricochet's entrance, they they would they do what they normally do, is that they talk about all of the foreign language people, and then they went to the Japanese ones, and there was Carmella and R-Truth. Oh, I love these two, man. These two are just fantastic together. I just that's just I know some people are like getting tired of it. They want other people to do that, but that's just how I just love them. I love them. So you know what? No problem. No problem, Nathan. That's just my thing. I go, yeah, I kind of go in order so that I don't forget nothing. I kind of, I've written down some stuff, maybe even some notes. So I kind of just go in order, unless something major happens, something truly major, and you can kind of say something truly major did happen, but I don't know if it's major enough that we need to, we needed to you know go out of order. So that's just my thing. That's just kind of like how I like to do things. So it's no problem. Definitely no problem. Um, so yeah. So then Ricochet came out there. He was almost everybody on Twitter was saying like Nightwing, like it was a Nightwing type of costume. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe he was dressed as Nightwing. AJ and the OC came out there, and this was a really good match. Some great psychology. Ricochet's a super high flyer. So what you do with high flyers, you take out the knee, and that's what they did. They took out the AJ Styles took out Ricochet's knee, even so much so that Ricochet did a great springboarded one-legged springboard, I should say, onto AJ. It's great stuff here. Um, even during early in the match where Ricochet ran across Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows to get to AJ Styles with a Hurricane Rana. That was great, and then the finish was just fantastic. I don't know what he was going for, but Ricochet did like a flipping corkscrew thing, and he got caught by AJ Styles, and then and finished it with the Styles Clash, and AJ won. Tremendous match between these guys, and just loved it all together. 4 stars, just truly. For me, it was the match of the night for what I had rated. Then after the match, we get a beatdown from the OC, the Magic Killer, from Gallows and Anderson, and the 3 members of the OC stand tall. Should mention this on the pregame show. Uh, the OC went and talked to Finn Balor and said that if Finn Balor needs a little help, to just give them a call with the Fiend. So, who knows? There are rumors that well, not rumors, it's actually been noted that Finn Balor is going to take a few months off after tonight just to get his body back in shape and maybe to get a little bit of refreshing, something like that, maybe to come back with some new, fresh ideas. So, and everybody wants Finn Balor to come back and join the OC. So maybe that will happen. Maybe that would happen. Maybe that's what they were doing. They were setting it up for Fiend's comeback, not Fiend's comeback, for Finn Balor's comeback to be with the OC. And yes, I'm gonna get to the Fiend in a minute. That wow. Um, so then after the U.S. title match, we had the Street Profits doing their thing again. But once again, I have to admit, I'm very surprised that they decided to keep the titles on the Street Profits, and they still gonna have the Street Profits apparently doing this whole Greek chorus thing, you know. And then they had to do the Greek chorus, and of course they got this thing with Angelo Dawkins. He is like he is salivating over Nikki Cross, who, by the way, if you don't know, in real life she's actually married. But Nikki Cross is a very attractive woman. So but they have him like doing this, but doing his thirst trapping for her. Taz is telling him, look over there, and it's the Nature Boy. He comes strutting in and giving the rub to the Street Profits and everything. They did the whole woo limousine ride and jet flight. They did the whole spiel. So showing a little rub to the Street Profits, I like that. That's kind of like what you need to do is to give. If you're not gonna have the Street Profits wrestle on Monday Night Raw, then he needs to be getting the rub from. They need to be getting the rub from the bigger superstars and the legends. So next was the SmackDown Women's Title match between Bayley and Ember Moon. uh, I don't know. I don't know about that, Nathan. I bet Nikki Cross is as freaky in bed as she is in the ring. I don't know about that. you know, they, they do say that, the best characters are those that are you just turned up to 12. So I don't know, but I I'm not gonna go there with Nikki Cross, um, but yeah, that was very funny. Good, nice for Rick to give them the rub. Next was the SmackDown Women's Title match between Ember Moon and Bayley, and this from a technical wise, it was nice. It told a nice story. I gave it 3 stars, but I think also it just kind of fell flat as well. So if it can be good and kind of fell flat, you know what I mean? I was kind of disappointed by that, but it was good. Like I said, it was good. The finish was Bailey hitting a almost avalanche belly to belly to Bailey to belly, on Ember Moon for the win, and Bailey's gonna keep the SmackDown Women's title. So um, I don't know what they're gonna do now with Bailey. The only heel on SmackDown Live. No. Actually, there are more than heels. Iconics are heels, and so are Fire and Desire. But they seem to be a part of the women's tag theme. So the only single heel is Charlotte Flair. So are they gonna go back to Charlotte Flair? They are going to Charlotte, North Carolina for Clash of the Champions next month. So I guess you could. I guess you could say that they could be doing the whole Charlotte Flair thing, going back to Charlotte Flair. But I I don't know. I don't know. Um, but they could turn Ember heel, which would be interesting. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, we'll get some more headway going on Tuesday night with that. Um, Next was KO Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon, and if Kevin Owens loses, he will quit the WWE. And Shane McMahon decided to have Elias be the special referee, and Elias was out there to distract Kevin Owens. He was out there to basically try and get Kevin Owens to do things for an easy win, whether it was to get counted out, whether it was to get disqualified, everything like that. And they did some good stuff. And even at one point, there was a whole ref bump, and Kevin Owens took out, both Elias and the real ref, and he went into the ring. He had the chair. The real ref got up, saw him, and he was like, and the ref was like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And Kevin's like, "Yep, you're right. I'm so sorry. Here's the chair." And the referee took the chair and put it away. He kicked Shane in the nuts, and then gave him the stunner and won the victory. So I thought this was really good. This was what needed that needed to be to be done. That needed to be done. There were rumors a while ago that they're looking to fade Shane McMahon off television. They're going to actually listen to the WWE universe in a while. They're going to look to phase off Shane McMahon. So many people feel that that's what's going to happen at Survivor Series. It's going to be Team Shane versus Team Owens, and if Team Shane loses, then Shane will leave the WWE. So we'll have to wait. Again, we'll have to wait and see where all that happens and where all that goes down. But really, really, really good match. Kevin Owens and Shane, I gave 3 stars, and I think I gave it beforehand, but just in case I didn't, to go back to the SmackDown Women's Title match, that was 3 stars as well. Next was Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus, and I was kind of worried about Trish Stratus because Trish had did the Women's Royal Rumble and she had did Evolution, but that was a tag match where she didn't have to she do everything. Her and Lita could share everything, like she could share like the back and forth of it. So this is her singles return, but she held on. There was one mess at the very beginning where they were trying to go for like either head scissors or some type of fancy arm drag, and it didn't look like it worked correctly. But that's neither here nor there. The rest of the match I thought was really good. Some great spots. We had Trish go for the figure eight, which I thought was awesome. We got the Stratisfaction. We had a super Hurricane Rana type thing. She went for the stratified, or what did she used to call that thing? Was it stratosphere? She called it something. The handstand Hurricane Rana, and then she turned that into a super Hurricane Rana. Um, but yeah, it was really really good. I have it 3 3/4 stars. Charlotte Flair won with the she won with the figure eight. Um, there was no kind of like passing of the torch or nothing like that. Charlotte Flair walked off, and then Trish took her bows. This was probably Trish's very last match for real, and I think that's really good. I've said this time and time again. As much as fun as it is to watch the legends, come back and do this, at some point you do need to worry about the stars that are now and the stars of the future. So as great as it was seeing Goldberg, as good as it is seeing Undertaker, and 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 everybody like that, even Brock Lesnar to a certain extent. Um, you know, you gotta focus on today's stars. So I'm glad to see Trish. So if Trish does make another return, it should probably be maybe in the Royal Rumble. Something like that. Maybe if like maybe like in 2021 they go to the Toronto for the Royal Rumble, then have Trish be a entrant there. But otherwise, I kind of think it's or bring Trish back to give the rub to someone new, not necessarily in the ring, but good match, very very good match. Next was the WWE title match between Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton, and this this wasn't necessarily. It started off like I saw. It started off with with the passion and the fire as they've been bringing it. Like Kofi's been held down and Randy held him down, and Kofi's gonna prove to Randy that. It's kind of started with fire, but then it kind of went back into just a regular wrestling match, which is fine. Which is fine. I had no problems with that. But sometimes it's good to keep that fire and let it keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I think the way they finished it is going to make it, be because they made it real personal. The ending was that it was a count out finish, but the ending was that they had Randy Orton kind of, staring down Kofi's family, who was sitting front row and holding Kofi by the hand, and then Kofi snapped and beat him up and took a kendo stick and reamed him, from here to there, beat him like a government mule, as JR would say, and everything like that. Um, so, and then that happened. He hit Trouble in Paradise, and it was over. Kofi stood tall. So my guess is that Clash of the Champions we're probably going to get another match. I think what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to do the thing where we got a count out. We're probably going to do something at Clash of Champions where again we're going to have some type of other screwy finish, and then maybe in August, I would probably not August. This is August. In October, we got a Hell in a Cell. We'll probably get Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, Hell in a Cell. So that's the way I see it. But so yeah, that's what I think. That's where they're going. So again, it was 3 1/4 star. I thought this was perfectly fine, acceptable wrestling. But they need to make more of this, hopefully, in coming soon. Because obviously they're gonna keep this feud going, but they need to do some more stuff with it. They've made it. It's now personal, so let's get even more personal. Maybe we can do that. And now, what everybody and their mama is probably going to be talking about for the next week is The Fiend versus Finn Balor, and this was pretty amazing. I have to say, this was pretty amazing. Finn Balor came out. All his came out decked in white, like it. I love it. Love him in all white. Really, really good. Usually he comes up with like the red trunks or the blue trunks and the white boots. Now he had the white trunks. Real good. And then the Fiend came out there, and the Fiend he had all of this stuff and the music and everything. He had like a thing. He brought his lantern, but his lantern was like a head. The head. His head like oh Jesus. And then it's incredible. And he gets in the ring and Finn Balor's outside the ring and he's just like what in the name, and he can't believe it. And some really really good stuff. And then Fiend kind of was he kind of this thing, and he was kind of going back and forth, but almost like he was kind of like he didn't know what to do, like he didn't know like it's almost like because he has his gloves, and the gloves he has hurt and heal, so that's what it's almost like I want to hurt him, but I want to heal him, and he was doing this, and it was just great character work by Bray Wyatt, great character work, and the Fiend was just fantastic, he just was, and great. And the match, and then Finn Balor did all his stuff. He did his comeback stuff, the sling blade, the shotgun drop kick, went to the top rope, went for the coup de grace. He jumped, missed it, but jumped right into the mandible claw. You get the mandible claw in, and he was counting out 1, 2, 3. The Fiend wins. Just I can't forget maybe the spot of the night. He broke his neck. I mean, no, he did the thing where he went like that. And he did that, and and it was just that makes you go because it's the neck. You can kill a person with that. But that was just it was amazing. Wrestling wise, it was 2 stars. Execution wise, from the entrance to the exit, 5 stars. It's amazing. It's amazing. So they've got themselves again. And for those who don't know my feelings on Bray Wyatt and the Firefly Funhouse, I've been very, very cautious about how they were going to do it. I really was not a fan of any of the Firefly Funhouse other than the Muscle Man dance. The Muscle Man dance made me laugh my ass off. LMAO. I laughed my ass off at that. I really liked that. The other Firefly Funhouses, I was like, I could do without. I wanted to see how they were going to do in the ring. How they were going to move it to the live TV show. And the stuff that they've done, the first night, when he, after Stomping Grounds, that was the last one, right? Stomping Grounds. Oh, Extreme Rules. No, after Extreme Rules, when Finn Balor was in the ring, and then the lights went down, and the lights shut off, and he came in, and he did the thing, and he did the Mandible Claw. Mandible Claw, the Sister Abigail, loved it. I've kind of liked the way they've kind of done the thing where he's done the attacking of Mick Foley and Kurt Angle. That was nice. I also liked a couple of the promos that they did on SmackDown. They were good too. But this was just fantastic. So, and this is how it should be. The Fiend should never wrestle on Raw. Should never wrestle on Smack. I'm not gonna say no. Actually, I'm not gonna say no. The Fiend, well, for the first few months of this, the Fiend should not wrestle on Raw or SmackDown. He shouldn't. The first time he wrestled on Raw or SmackDown, I would say it should be sometime after Survivor Series. It should be sometime after Survivor Series. So, but yeah, just fantastic stuff from the Fiend and Bray Wyatt. So, and finally, as Nathan was saying, the Universal Championship between Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins. Brock Lesnar lost, Seth Rollins won, and it was actually a pretty entertaining match. I had it at 3 1/4 star. they were kind of doing some things there where they were where Seth Rollins was he was hit the ribs bandage, and they were doing some of the things with the ribs, but um, I thought this was okay. Some really good stuff here, and yeah. So Seth Rollins won. He had 3 stomps on Brock Lesnar. So Seth Rollins is the Universal Champion, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see what goes down on Monday Night Raw. Is Brock Lesnar going to, is he going to ask for like a rematch, or is he going to get an opportunity for a rematch? Will Brock go away for a little while to something like that? Because if he's not doing UFC anymore, um, is he going to be more? Is he going to do more with WWE? So that'll be very interesting to see what they do with Brock Lesnar. So yeah, that was WWE SummerSlam 2019. All in all, this was a pretty darn good pay-per-view. This really was. This was a really, really good pay-per-view. Some really great stuff. Some really entertaining matches. The Fiend and his stuff was epic. So yeah, this was fantastic. I really don't know. This was something that I thought was really, really good. So yeah. If you're watching this later, post any comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you had any thoughts on what went on what went down tonight. Give me your thoughts on any of the matches. Give me your thoughts on the Fiend. Yeah, this was pretty good. So, want to thank Nathan for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, so my next live stream will be after Clash of Champions. So, and I actually may be in a new setting. Who knows? I may have to do a video on that at some point. Well, I'll do a video on that if it happens. I'll talk about that if it happens. But yeah, so hopefully that will not have to happen. But so yeah, so next rapid reaction will be the next live rapid reaction. I should say will be um happening at the Clash of the Champions. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all.